Hello and good day. Today is one more day and one more journal, and I'm still me. But today is a little bit different for me, because I just stepped out of the meditation, my daily meditation, and that was very interesting meditation because I'm trying to sit and quiet in my mind and relax and focus on the breath. And what happened is that my mind keeps going back to my daily life and what I'm thinking of. And I try to focus back, and I try to focus again on my breath and relax my body and stay in that relaxed space. And then suddenly I find myself and thinking about different things that I need to do today, and what if I don't do this today and I have to call this person and maybe text that person, and I need to do 1, 2, 3, and I need to go and record a new journal for the podcast, and that was very interesting. And of course, I started to think about what I would say in this journal. So I spend my meditation chasing my thoughts, clearing them away, and going back to the breath, and doing that over and over and over and over again. And I use one of my meditation, or one of the meditation apps. I mean, I've been using it since for years, and I'm feeling the agitation in my mind and the eagerness to go and jump and do things around, and I can sense that I am not settled down to sit and meditate, and even though I'm doing it, but the whole time, I think for 30-40 minutes, I'm just my mind goes away, and I bring it back, and goes away and bring it back. And then my app shows me that I've been meditating for over 3,000 days and 50,000 minutes, and I started laughing. That wow, it's still after 50,000 minutes and the 3,000 days, and I still do the same thing, bringing my thoughts away, or sending my thought away, clear my mind, and sit and breathe. And still some days are a little bit harder than others, but I think I noticed what is different now comparing to where I started my practice is that now I'm okay with that. I'm okay to be in that space where I am doing the work, and I am sitting and I'm taking the time to quiet my mind, but when I'm not able to do it, I have a more compassionate attitude toward myself, that it's okay. I am doing my best. I'm doing the best that I can do now. The same thing, if it happened 3,000 days ago, it would have been me getting upset with myself and judging myself and thinking, no, I'm doing something wrong. Well, I guess it took me maybe like 3,000 days to just understand that it is a process. We are human. We are, yes, evolving, but at the same time, I think the biggest difference that I have here is that understanding and compassion that we are evolving, but we're still in a place that we've never been to before. And I think this is I'm using what I would tell my client or someone else who's going through the same. You are doing your best, and that acceptance that this is where we are right now. I think that's what made me feel a little bit more relaxed. And yes, it is the same practice I've done yesterday, and I felt amazing, and I managed to quiet my mind, and I had a feeling of bliss, and And it was great practice yesterday, and the only thing that has changed between yesterday and today is the pattern of thoughts that are coming and going, and the level of agitation in my mind. So I think here now I'm just grateful for understanding that we are doing what we can, and we are doing our best in our lives. And for me now, it's just as simple as doing one thing that I've done thousands of times and not nailing it on just like, okay, it is what it is. Being in that space of acceptance. And I think that's where the growth happened. That yes, I'm fine, and it's okay if I don't quiet my mind every single time, and it's okay that I can come back to it tomorrow, and I can try something else. I've learned different things, and I can sit and practice gratitude and practice appreciation. And if quieting the mind was a little bit tricky today, maybe I try something else with movement, and have that compassionate side to sit and instead of judging myself, is just to hug myself in some way, or understand myself and be compassionate with myself. I think this is the difference between me now and me 3,000 days ago. And is it a big difference? I think it's a huge difference. I think it's this level of self-acceptance and love, and what we actually can never have peace without it. We can try to look for peace, but we live with ourselves. We do things with ourselves, and we are accompanied with ourselves everywhere we go. And if we don't like that person, or if we are not compassionate with that person that we are with 24 hours, then there's a lot of suffering happening, and there's always judgment of that person, of actions, thoughts, and what I need to do and what I didn't do, and what I said and what I didn't say. Yeah, every day is gonna be different, and we are in places that we have never been before, and we are in places that is leading us to new places. It's like taking a road, or taking a journey on the road, and we need to be in a specific part of the road to get to the next part and the next part. So if I'm taking a road trip for years and years, I would want to have peace with the person that is riding with me. And I'm not saying that I'm two people at the same time, but we have that inner dialogue, we have that conversation with us, our thoughts that we always kind of go back to. And some of them, I think most of them, they are very judgmental. And if you're taking a road trip and the person with you is always judgmental about everything you did, I think eventually you would want to step away from that person. And that's where we get we try to distract ourselves with looking out the window, with putting some music out. But what happened when there's no window and there's no music, and we're just sitting quietly with the other person? That's thoughts that keep coming, and the sounds of those thoughts. If there's judgment or there's compassion, I think it makes a huge difference. Because if there's no compassion with oneself, then everything I'm doing, I'm in that place of blaming, or not feeling enough, or a kind of aggressive point of view. But when I'm in compassion, it doesn't mean that I'm gonna do less, or it'll be less encouraged to do my work, or take care of my responsibilities, or even try my best. But there's that sense of, it's okay if it's not today, and it's okay that it's a process, and it's okay if we are doing what we are doing right now, and that changes later. Because there are a lot of elements that play in everyday life we don't have control of. And we want that part where we are able to hear our thoughts and notice our thoughts and the way we feel, not to be something adding to all the elements around us that require our attention. So the positive, compassionate conversations that we can have with ourselves, it will be a kind of a place where we encourage ourselves, or we feel resting and peaceful, and that's where the peace is. I can, of course, sit and do some practice and talk to people who encourage me, and I talk to people too who they're always in that compassionate space. And I'm sure I have many of those great people, but eventually they're not always going to be there. So what do I do with that space when I am just by myself and the thoughts are coming? So in the nature of thoughts, are they blameful? Are they compassionate? Are they judgmental? And for now, I'm talking about myself. Forget about what I think of everybody else. That's another story. But starting with who I am, with me. Do I treat myself with a compassion? And I keep saying compassion because I can see if I can do things better. I am with myself to notice if I can do things better. I can say better things, and I have that space of growth that I'm not perfect in many ways. So what do I do about those things that I'm not perfect in? Do I try to forcefully change them, or I have that compassion that I am doing my best to the best of my current ability, and the change is gonna come? It's just that patience with myself, the trust that I can do it, and the compassion where it's okay. It helps to know that we have already learned a lot of patterns in thinking and evaluating and judging ourselves and others. And yes, it takes, we can decide that we're going to be more compassionate with ourselves, but that also, and others, of course, but at the same time, it's going to require a little bit of awareness and learning, and at the same time unlearning the old ways and the old patterns. So the unlearning and learning is a kind of happen at the same time. When we're trying to unlearn the judgment, being judgmental with ourselves, or be cruel, sometimes even cruel with ourselves, and replace that with the compassion and love, and bring that inner peace. And the process of unlearning and learning, it is a little bit sometimes complex. It's not easy, and that's why maybe it takes more time for us to practice and try and error, and some days we will be able to do it, and some days we won't. When I don't know, the first example that comes to my mind is that I don't know if you've learned swimming. So they say that when you learn something in the wrong way, or you do it in the wrong way, for example, if you learn how to swim but in the wrong way, it's more difficult for you to learn how to do it in the right way, because you need to unlearn what you've got used to and then start getting used to something new, and that takes time. So the compassion side as well is, it's fine that it's gonna take time. It's fine that I don't have that compassion with myself now. It takes time. First of all, I am aware that this is what's happening. I'm maybe not as compassionate and peaceful with myself as much as I want to. And that's the first step. Maybe the second step would be every now and then saying something nice to myself, or whatever is genuine. It's not pretending to be nice to me. It's just whenever I do something that I feel I did something right, I just exaggerate that a little bit and add a kind of a flair to it and stay in that space and notice how it feels when we are complimenting ourselves or showing that appreciation to ourselves. And then we another time when it happened, I'm gonna notice it even more. Another time when it happened, I'm gonna notice it, and one more. It's not a switch that I just turn on and then it works. It's a journey as well. It takes time, and in this unlearning and learning, and I have to be okay that sometimes I'm not compassionate and sometimes I am. And if I am compassionate with other people, that helps as well to notice. If I'm kind with other people before being kind to myself, it helps to notice that okay, it feels good to be kind to other people. I'm sure I'm gonna feel good if somebody's kind to me and that somebody's me. And nobody's gonna know how much we're being judgmental, cruel to ourselves, or compassionate other than ourselves. My sense of what I am, let's say I'm treating myself in a specific way, nobody's gonna be able to help with that other than me, or nobody's gonna be able to measure that as much as me. So I'm gonna trust that I will spend a little bit more time noticing what I'm saying to myself, prove myself wrong sometimes when I'm judging myself too harsh, and take it step by step, day by day, thought by thought, and see after some time where I end up. It is not an easy thing to do, but it absolutely feels better once we start doing it. We find that space of peace, and we find that space of relief, and we rest there. That's where we stop trying not to be alone. In some way, we're just resting in being with ourselves instead of running away from being alone with ourselves. So being aware of that and be okay with not being okay, it's the first step. I know this is about gratitude and appreciation, and I know that at this moment in time I'm just grateful that I can recognize how much I've changed over the years, where I'm less judgmental to myself now. Of course it happened, I do that a lot of times, but it's less occurring and it's less severe than before. So yeah, it feels great, and I'm grateful for all the teachers, all the practice, all the knowledge, and all the people who showed me how it happened, and all the people who actually were kind to me. And I'm so grateful for everything that led to this moment. It helps to be compassionate with other people, to practice it and feel the compassion toward each other, and be kind and feel the kindness. I'm not gonna start talking about the scientific side and the psychology side and the spiritual side. I'm just gonna talk about it from my individual point of view and based on my experience and what I know. That kindness is one of the things that it doesn't drive us to do better, but it drives us to become better. This is who we are. And becoming and doing are two different things. Becoming has the element of intentions and the feeling into it, and the way that our intentions and our actions align with what we feel. Doing has the kind of element of having an impact and return for our actions. But the being someone who's kind, it doesn't speak about the impact as much as how you feel when you are kind. So incorporating that being with the kindness and compassion, and this is so the true nature of being. So the more we are aware of that side, the more easier for us to take it to the next level and showing it off, and even the actions that comes from that being side, or being kind and compassionate, it has a different impact. But when we are doing it, we are not doing it because of the impact. We do what we do because this is how it feels. And this is I think it's a Zen point of view, or it's a heavy on the Zen point of view, or Taoism in general, where when the work is done, we're doing the work, but we're not the doers of the work. So I'm not gonna dive deeper into philosophy, but living that feeling, and it's, I think, one of the most difficult things to be that compassionate with ourselves, because we know ourselves very well, and we know what we're capable of, and we know what we are able to do, and sometimes not living to our own expectations can be a way of holding ourselves in that judgmental place. But at the same time, I can say to myself, I am doing my best. I've been doing my best. I am a better person now, and I have evolved as a person. I have evolved as a me. I've grew up to become a more compassionate person with everyone, including myself. A less judgmental person to anyone, including myself. So this is more me becoming a better version of myself than just doing better. And I'm gonna end it here today. I hope that the feeling of appreciation and compassion and gratitude is easy to pick up in the conversation, even though I didn't do a lot of front paging in kindness and gratitude, but it really feels overwhelmingly present in my heart now. I'm really grateful for this awareness, and I'm really grateful for knowing what I know now. I'm really grateful for that, and I really appreciate myself and appreciate my commitment to become a better person, and I appreciate all the teachers and all the experiences that have led to this, and I appreciate all the suffering that I had to feel inside of me before taking on the way of getting out of that suffering. I think without this feeling and suffering, I wouldn't be seeking a better feeling thoughts and a better feeling emotions in this journey. So I am really grateful for everything, and I hope that if this resonates with anyone, that it helped them see that they're not going through this alone. There are a lot of people, all of us actually, in some point or in some way, we go through the same. I wish everybody the peace of mind, and I wish everybody to have that loving compassion presence overwhelmingly and present in their life, and it has to be there somewhere. It's just we need to dig deeper a little bit to get it out and show it off. So I am showing it off today, and I don't know what's gonna come for next and tomorrow, and I'm okay with that. I hope I'm not gonna run out of things to be grateful for, but this is who I am, and this is what I feel, and I'm thankful for all of that. Thank you if you're staying with me, if you stayed here. I'm thankful to you for being here with me, and wish you a wonderful day.